Hey guys, Andy with Poly Performance here today, talking about one of my favorite pieces of equipment. It's the ARB RK9 recovery kit. This is an all-inclusive bag, includes everything you need to take with you on the trail. If you're the guy that's got the big truck like we usually are, this is something you're really going to want to have, because you're going to find yourself at the pulling end or the winching end a lot, because you're either going to be stuck or you're going to be the one with the power to pull everybody out. We'll go over what we got in the kit here. Gloves, one of the most important things of recovery. If your hands are cut and bleeding, you're gonna have a bad time. Got D-rings, 3/4 inch. It's one of the most ubiquitous tools you can take with you off-roading. They're really useful for just about everything. Snatch block, really important tool, especially if you got a winch. You can either use it to double your pulling power or redirect the cable if you're in a weird situation where you can't actually get straight pull. Got 3 straps that are included with this kit. It's really important we know which ones are which. This green one here, this is your tree strap. So that's for wrapping around a tree trunk or maybe wrapping around somebody's tube bumper if they don't have good recovery points. That's so you don't damage your cable. This one here, this is your winch extension straps, 30 feet. Point of that one is, it's just if you need a little bit of extra cable, buy yourself some space, you got that one. This one here, this is a snatch strap. So you don't want to use this with a cable or with a winch, because this is going to store energy. Where this is really useful is, let's say you and your buddy are driving in the sand, one guy gets stuck, strap this up, get a running start, and this one's going to store some energy to really help get that other stuck vehicle going. Last but not least, we got a winch damper here. This thing here is to put over the cable, that way if you're, looks like we're going to be doing some recovery here. All right, guys, looks like Colin over here got himself nice and stuck, so we're gonna work at getting him out. What we're gonna do here is we got the recovery rig set up here. Mega Dodge is all ready to go. Got our 12,000 pound Warren endurance winch. I'm gonna wrap a strap around this tree and do a redirect over here so that we can get him pulled out. It looks like Colin doesn't have any real tow hooks, so I'm going to be using our winch extension strap to wrap around his tube bumper, use a D-ring to tie it all together, and then we'll winch off of that. So just watch and we'll get going. You want to make sure you find yourself a good tree. This one looks like it should do the job. That little Toyota's not that heavy. Always want to be grabbing as low as you can around the tree. You don't want to be up high. You grab up high, pull the tree over, you're going to have a bad time. This can be a little bit of a tedious process depending on how bad the stuck is. Got to do a little bit of walking around, cover some distance. I'm going to take this down there now. I'm going to start getting muddy, okay? One of the nice parts about using a long strap like this, it's less cable we have to pull as well. One of the little tricks I like to do with D-rings, when you're tightening these things down, if you wrench them down and leave them there, they're going to work themselves tighter. It's going to be real hard to get them loose without a tool. So I like to leave them just a little 1/8, quarter of a turn backed off, just so that they're not tight when you go to break down your setup. So when we're setting up our snatch block, these things are pretty straightforward. Just going to put your cable in like that. Get it all squared away. And then run your D-ring through it. This isn't gonna work, that strap's too long. Yeah. Okay, so we're all set up with our winch cable now. Something real important to keep in mind, you don't want to be side loading these shackles like this. That's going to pull them apart. So when we got them set up for a pull, you want to make sure that everything's oriented before you start putting a load on everything. Now this one's good. I'm going to head back up to the truck and check everything along the way, get our winch damper in place, and then we're going to get Colin out of here. Get our damper in place. Now this thing has Velcro so it won't stay off. The whole idea is that this thing's going to slide with the cable. It's just so that if the cable snaps, then everything doesn't go flying. And now it's the real simple part. We're just tearing everything down, head back to camp, grab a cold one, and enjoy the story.